What up, fish homies? We're back in the kitchen today. I'm gonna show you how to make one of the best pack bait additives there is out there. To me, it is the best, honestly, and a lot of people say the same darn thing. It is chili hemp. Basically, any hemp is really good, but the chili flakes in there, which you will see, get the appetite of the carp really going, and it creates a little competition with the other carps, brings in the big ones sometimes, you know, if you put a lot out there. But you can put it in your pack bait, you can mix it in like a spot mix and throw some out there like the day before, a couple hours before you go fishing, help draw in the biggins. Other than that, this is honestly one of the best baits you can use. You can just get raw hemp or like cooked hemp, put boilies in there, put some corn in there, throw it out the day before if you live somewhere where that's legal. And there's almost a guarantee there's gonna be carp in the area the next day. Like oils come out of the hemp and it just travels for days and the fish find it easily. You make some chili hemp? Yeah, make some chili hemp? Oh, Bubba got his winter coat going. Huh, buddy? Yeah. Anyways, first things first, we still got some shirts left. I know I've been saying that, but I wanna get the rest of these ones sold off so we can put some new designs out there, already getting it made, and it is fresh. Get some shirts and show up to the tournament this weekend. Still only a handful of people have said they're gonna come, and everyone's like, maybe I'll be there next time. But come this time, because this time it's at Balboa, and I know no one's been catching fish lately because it's been pretty chilly. It's been dipping into like the 40s here. So I know the fishing's been slow, but Balboa's heated, remember that. So there's gonna be a lot of good fish out there. Hopefully a couple over 20, who knows. I know there's a few big ones in there. But yeah, show up to the tournament. It's only 25 bucks. And if you win, then you're gonna win a lot more money than 25 bucks. And hopefully I'll have a giveaway going, like a rod or something. If only like 3 people show up, I don't know if I'm gonna do a rod or something like that, but I'll have to talk to those 3 people and see what they say. Back to the chili hemp. First thing you're gonna need is hemp. Well, not hemp, but hemp seeds, because those are the things that the carp like. Well, I heard they like hemp too, you know, but the hemp seed is what gets them going. And also it's just like really small, so it keeps them foraging and keeps them in the area a little better, I believe. This is what you need. This is hemp seed right here. I get it at my local feed store. It's called Boone's if you're in Compton. If you're down to go to Compton and check it out, Boone's feed store, they got the hemp seed on deck. And it might look a little different to you guys than hemp seed you might buy. It's because there's a little process to make it black when you're cooking it. But right now it's just the raw hemp seed. That's what we're gonna be working with. Another thing you're gonna need is the chili peppers. These are just some store brand chili peppers. It doesn't really matter if they're store brand or really good kind, it's all the same. Oh, it says winning quality, so maybe this kind is pretty good, you never know. But yeah, this is like 1.5 ounces right here. I'll probably use the whole thing, maybe half, but like I said, this really gets their appetite going and gets them feeding, especially in like the summertime when they're really hungry. Also in the winter it's good because they're not that hungry and you want them to be. So this little mixture right here is the fuego, my boys and my girls. Another thing you're gonna need is a big old pot. You're gonna see this one next to my head. It's a nice freaking big one. And this just makes it so you can put more water and it's not gonna overflow, because you don't need to fill it to the top, but sometimes it starts bubbling and shoots over the top and it is a freaking mess. And if you leave this stuff out, it freaking stinks. So if you're making this, you can make like 50 pounds at a time and just freeze them off into little freezer bags, little sections, like 1 pound bags that you might be using in like a little session, or you can throw it all out at once if you're going to a big lake or something. Whatever you want to do. But if you're gonna plan on not using it all at once, I suggest you freeze what you're not gonna use within like the next like 3 days or a week, depending how hot it is outside. And don't leave it in your car. Next thing you're gonna need is baking soda. In Europe, they call it like bicarbonate of soda or something, but it's just your regular old baking soda. This is another secret ingredient that will get your hemp super dark and stand out super nice. So the first thing you're gonna wanna do is get a bowl like the size of however much you wanna make. And remember, it's gonna be a lot heavier in the end because it's gonna soak up all that water. But let's see what we got here. I usually use one of these mixing bowls for making boilies and for doing hemp. It pays off to use the same thing over and over just because you don't want to dirty up all your bowls with fishing equipment, especially if you live at home with your parents or you have a girlfriend or something like that, or a wife that cooks. You don't want to ruin up all her bowls. You don't want to make fishing stuff and then make like your bowl of cereal in the same bowl. That's just gross. Get your mixing bowl, and what you're gonna do is 4 parts water to 1 part hemp. I do 3 parts water to 1 part hemp because I like less water. I like it to soak up all the ingredients, but a lot of people suggest using 4 parts water to 1 part hemp, and that's how I started doing it. But I'm gonna do 3 parts, but I suggest you start out with 4 parts. And basically what that means, 3 of these full of water and then 1 of them full of hemp. Or do 4 in 1 like I was saying. That's what I suggest. Most people start off with 4 things of this and 1 part hemp. But I'm gonna do 3 because I'm risky. So once you get 3 or 4 parts water in your cooking pot, you're gonna wanna get your baking soda. And for this much, I usually use like 1 teaspoon. If I'm doing like double this much or something, then I might use 2 teaspoons, but you don't have to use that much, remember that. And I don't really go get like a teaspoon measuring thing or whatever. I just get a little plastic spoon out of the cupboard, and I put a little dash on here, and then, so let's check that out. I'm gonna try and do this as neat as possible. Let's see here. Oh, spilled a little bit there. Oh, so yeah, that's all you need. That's even a little much right there. Just a little spoonful of sugar, except it's baking soda. So don't use sugar, use baking soda. And this is what makes it black as night, and this is gonna make it stand out at the bottom. And the carp are gonna love it. This doesn't give it like flavor or anything. It's just makes it dark. So we toss that in there, and then we're gonna start adding our chili. So for the chili flakes, I really don't use like the same amount every time. It's kind of just like situational kind of thing. Like if I know they're gonna be eating super hard anyways, I'll just use a little chili flakes. But if I really want to get them going or something, I'll put the whole dang thing. And remember, it's only 1.5 ounces, so it's not that much, but it's a good amount. So we're gonna undo this bad boy here, and we're gonna toss it in our bowl here. So that's a big old helping of the crushed chili flakage. Alright guys, there's one more thing I gotta mention. Always gotta mention this because someone's always complaining. This is the way I make chili hemp. It's the fastest and easiest way. I like to make it the same day I go fishing sometimes. I know there's other ways to do it. I know some people think that like there's an ultimate best way to do it, and you put the chili in here and put the baking soda in here and boil it then and blah 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 blah. But this is the way I do it, and it works. I've tried other ways and it worked too, but this is the easiest, quickest way to do it. That's why I do it like this every time, trust me. But you just want to look for the seed splitting open and a little white thing come out. Once that happens, your hemp's good to go, and you could probably smush it in between your fingers too. That's another good way to tell, like if you're making pigeon food or something. But with hemp, you just want it to split and these little white things to shoot out, and you're bueno. The next thing I'll do is get one of these little stirring utensils, my bobbers. I think it's called a whisk or something. But anyways, I'm just gonna stir this up, make sure all the chili's in the water and all the baking soda gets stirred up. One other thing I like to add is salt. Carp loves salt. It brings out the flavor in almost anything. You can like throw it on rehydrated boilies. You can throw it in your chili hemp, throw it in your pack bait, whatever you want, but salt works good. I just put a little dash in there, you know, not too much. If you ever put like salt underwater and looked at it, it kind of makes like a little cloud, and that cloud's gonna carry all the goodness all over the lake. So basically this is what we have so far. Our baking soda, salt, chili flakes, and water. Just mixing it up, like I said, a little bit, and I'll keep mixing it here and there. But what you want to do is bring this to a boil. It usually takes about like 15 or 20 minutes when you're using this much water. So it's better if you have like a huge pot and a huge fire to use, like an outside burner or something maybe. But this is what I got for now, so this is how I do it. Alrighty, so while you're waiting for this to boil, you can go ahead and dry out your bowl that you used for the water. So I'm just gonna go ahead and scoop it out with a little cup. But usually I just put the bowl in there and scoop it out. Alright, so I didn't even have enough to fill up the bowl all the way, but it's pretty much full. It's like 3/4 of the way there. Another funny slash crazy thing about hemp is that I guess you can eat it raw. I've been like weird about it. I have no clue why. I guess if you think about it, it's just like another seed. But the place where I get it, the guy that sells it, he freaking eats it raw. He's like, oh, it tastes like corn nuts, and he just gets big old handfuls and chomps them down. I would suggest you wash it first because it's coming from a feed store and there's like dust particles and all this nonsense all over it. But you guys should try it. Let me know what you think. Comment down below if you've tried hemp seed before. Let me know if it really tastes like corn nuts. One more thing I guess I could talk about while I'm waiting for this to heat up is that we do have this for sale. If you don't have time to go out and make it, or you don't have like a feed store close to you and you don't want to go to Compton, I understand that. And I will sell you like a 5-pound bag for like 20 bucks, maybe 25 bucks, but I gotta do the math in the old head. We mentioned this before in one of our other videos, but now it's kind of a thing, like if you really want it, especially since summertime's coming up. I know a lot of people are about to get out there and get fishing, but if you want hemp, just let me know how much you want, and I'll try and get it out to you. Alright, sorry if I start sounding all nasally. That pepper really got my nose going. It's crazy. So once you get it to a rolling boil, like you just saw on camera, get your hand, walk over to your bowl or your pot, and just pour it right in there. You can see it floats a little bit. That's okay. Next, you're gonna wanna get your little handy dandy tool like I was talking about, the whisker, and just push it all down in there. Make sure it all gets wet. That's what she said, right? Haha. Gotta keep this PG. Yeah, from here, it's pretty darn easy. You just wanna grab your timer. My screen's all messed up because I dropped it on the floor at Leg Lake, but it's all good. We're gonna go to 40 minutes, hit start, and once that rings, you're gonna want to turn it off and get it drained. This is like one of the most easy like DIY do-at-home projects that really helps out your fishing, especially if you live in like the United States, because not a lot of people use it, so it's kind of a little secret. But it can be hard to find the hemp, so if you can't find it, hit me up if you're in the Los Angeles area or whatever. I don't think I'm down to ship it, but yeah, if you're close to LA, hit me up and I can get it out to you. If not, they do have it on like Big Carp Taco and stuff. Just look up hemp or chili hemp or whatever. You can buy it raw and do it, or you can buy it already pre-made from there too, but it's just a little more expensive. I'm gonna let it boil for 40 minutes and I'll get right back at you guys. So you can see it's almost done. You can see the stuff floating on the top. It's definitely turned black. It was like a light green before, if you remember. If not, go back and look at the footage. But yeah, it's been at a rolling boil for like 35 minutes now. Got about 5 minutes left to go. And it's starting to look real good. Alright, so after the 40 minutes is up, you want to go find yourself one of these. It's just a little strainer. You can see there's little holes in it. This hole's small enough where the hemp seed won't go through. And at this point, most people drain their hemp and then like cool it in water so it stops cooking. But I don't do it that way. I drain off some of the water and then I just drain it until It's barely covering the top of the hemp, and then I just transfer it over to a bucket when it cools down, and I use it for fishing the next day. So let's get started with the draining process. So you can see there's still some water left, but not too much, not anything crazy. So I keep it like that, transferred off to my bucket, and that's how you make chili hemp, boys and girls. So now that it's in my bucket, it's a little easier to see how much water's in there. You can see if I tilt it to one side, the water just goes to there, and that's all hemp without water. You can also see the little chili flakes in there. That's what gives it all the flavor and the juiciness. So that's pretty much it. If you live in an area where you can chum or pre-bait and throw out bait like whenever you want, throw out as much as you want, like places like Texas and like I think Oklahoma and stuff, this is like a great thing to do that with. My favorite thing to do is use just straight hemp and crush up boilies and put them in there and put some chopped boilies in there. If you have enough boilies, put full boilies in there, like 10 or 12 millers in there. It's like pretty much the best thing you can do. And the fish are gonna love it, and they're gonna stay in the area looking for that hemp all day and night, and the boilies are just gonna give some added attraction. And then you can use a little boilie hook bait. You can also use sweet corn. I don't use that as much, but it really works good, especially if you do boilies, sweet corn, and hemp. Then it's a really good pre-bait method and like baiting while you're fishing method. A good thing to do is put out like a spot or a handful of bait. Once you catch 2 fish, 3 fish, put out some more, like every hour, every 2 hours, especially in the summertime. Little and often will keep the fish in your area. Post some pictures of you guys with fish on Instagram using this bait and tag us up, Fish Finder CA. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, because we make videos every week. Usually we make like 2 or 3 a week, little tips on how to make hemp and blah blah blah, tie up lines and rigs, and we also do a lot of fishing. It's been a little slow right now, but we're still catching carp for you guys. We live in Southern California, so it's pretty easy. I'm supposed to meet up with Fish in the Hood tonight, but I don't know what's gonna happen with that. It's gonna go to like 42 degrees tonight, and your boy is not used to that, so I don't know what's gonna happen, but hopefully if I do, we go and get them. If not, peace out for now, fish homies. I will catch you on the flip side. One more thing is that people never comment below and let us know how you like these like how-to videos or like the DIY, do it at home kind of stuff that teaches you how to just like make your own bait or whatever, make your own something that you can buy at the store normally for cheaper and stuff like that. So if you like this kind of stuff, let me know so I can keep doing them. I'm not getting that much responses on these kind of videos, so I might stop doing them and just stick to fishing, but then there's gonna be way less videos for you guys to watch, so let me know what you think.